Well, I almost did it again, guys. Friggin' just started the bike without you, but just for a second. Just enough that it fired. But see if I can set you up for a good shot here. She starts right up. She starts like a Honda. It's a choke. Smoky mess. Alright. Well, it's a lot better with the door open and the bike half outside. That's why it's so loud. There's no baffle in there. I'm gonna have to do something about that. But you can see this is all the oil come out of it. She's pretty runny, but I did put quite a bit of fresh oil in it. It was really low, but the shit that was in it was garbo. But here's what makes me think there's a head gasket. See how my exhaust, you can see my fender even, it's all speckled. It seems to be almost spraying out the exhaust though, because I can see it down under here too. Like, if it's spraying out the exhaust, then that would explain why it's smoking, and it's probably the fucking valves. Because those valves were shitty ones out of the shitty motor that were sitting all winter outside. So I think that's probably my problem. That and the head gasket leaking a little bit, I would say, would be my other issue. And well, my head gaskets, there's more than one that's leaking. But other than that, I mean, you just heard it. It starts, it runs, should drive not too bad. Get a sprocket, get a brake hub. Need a new front sprocket too, really. That one's pretty beat. Build some kind of a little sprocket cover. Fuck yeah. I got a couple extra pistons, rings, cylinders. If I had to take that apart, which I probably am going to have to do, I'm going to have to drop that engine one more time, take it all apart and seal it all up. Maybe at the same time I should just fucking bite the bullet and buy a timing chain, because then I could get that done, and then, you know, I'd say it should be pretty good to go. The bottom end seems to be tight so far. We'll see what happens once I start trying to drive it, but until that point, you know, I'm going to proceed. If I had a sprocket, I'd actually probably take it for a little rip, just because, but fortunately I don't have a sprocket, so that ain't going to be happening. At least you guys got to see it run this time. It doesn't sound bad. Like, it's idling down now. It still revs kind of high, and it's sticky. The throttle cable's sticky, and the clutch cable was seized, and the brake cable, I think, front brake cable. No, the front brake cable actually works, but the front brake doesn't do anything. So I'll have to check into that. But other than that, you know, I got the. Just have to get that back tire geared up for the most part. Start bolting things together a little tighter. Drop the motor, do some work to that, but that's not major work really. I mean, I've had it apart enough in the top end now, and I have enough other ones, you know, pretty set that way. I'm just going to have to have a good look around, see which my absolute best cylinder and absolute best valves and best gasket that I got out of all of them. The one gasket that, or two gaskets maybe, that I need. And then I'm going to make the other gasket up top. And hopefully the bread box, Buddy said he always might use beer boxes and shit, and that's what I use for around my CDI. My CDI seems tight now, so it's just a matter of everywhere else that's leaking. And I also, my timing chain might not be fucked. I gotta figure out exactly how my tensioner works and if it's actually working or not, because it may be just my tensioner's fucked up. In which case, I don't necessarily have to take the motor off for that, but I may have to if I have to replace it, I don't know. But I do have several other motors with those, which seem to be the exact same as far as I can tell. To the same top end, why wouldn't it be the same bottom end? But yeah, she still needs some work, but she's the runner anyways. The three-wheeler, I guess I haven't really given you guys much updates on this shit. I've been fucking with this. I've been telling you about it, but I haven't actually showed you. Throttle actually works much better on this. I might be able to steal the throttle cable, put it on the bike if I need to, but depends if I ever get this running. The problem I'm into right now is I can't get the starter to spool up. There's a one-way bearing, apparently, that is in there somewhere that I'm going to have to replace. And I have it in another in another motor, but the other motor I have to tear something else out of first. So it's going to be interesting to say the least. There's a stuck screw or bolt that's broke right off, so that's going to be fun. Yeah, if you're watching this, Harvey, you'd probably love it. It's a fucking wiring. It isn't too bad, actually. It hasn't been hacked up too much, and it looks like it makes sense where it has been, so I think everything's right. Wiring up this switch is a little interesting because the colors don't match, of course. Some of them do, but some of them don't. And I can't seem to get the solenoid to fire to even kick the starter, but when I kick the starter, the starter spins, but the motor don't, and I don't have the proper pull cord. And I have the right pull cord. Maybe somebody can shed light onto this for me that knows these bikes better than me, maybe, which is completely possible because I don't know them that well. This is my first few of them, of these exact ones anyway. But you see, here's the pull cord assembly, and when I try to put it on, you can see it lines up the right way. It's supposed to go on that, but the basket's too big. So I looked around, and all the fucking baskets I have, none of them fit this. So I don't know. It's plain and simple, I just don't know. It just can't work. Like, it doesn't slip down far enough to, go around. It doesn't fit. The outside diameter of that basket is like that outer ring diameter. So I've been looking, and all the other ones I have are the same size. I can't find any other ones on these other motors. At least I haven't before. Maybe I'll try again. But I'll have to look. I'll get back to you. I'm going to try that.